Bro, listen.
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good, host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Can't get enough baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
Here we go. Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage Hot Take of the Week. It's a feature that we're going to be doing thanks to our great friends at Wasabi Technologies, Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage. Our partners, our brothers, our sisters, we appreciate them so much. And it's not every day, it's actually almost never, that I just sit and rant and rave and give a hot take. But this is a new era, the dawning of a new era. Every single week on Thursdays, I'm going to give you the Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage hot take. And you know what? Going through this exercise is kind of therapeutic for me. It's more therapeutic than I actually thought it would be. And it's more informational than I thought it would be. I could just sit here and rant and rave, which I'm about to do maybe. But I looked up numbers. I did research. And the research that I did today it sort of was born off of a lot of conversations we've had this week on the podcast, Kevin Cash, Sam Dykstra, about the right time to call up top prospects, how that works, when you know it might be a good fit, when you know you should panic, when you know you shouldn't panic, how you convince these young players that it's not the end of the world if you don't do well, all of that. And that was born off of really Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens being the be-all, end-all, oh my goodness, the best pitching prospect of all time, certainly since Steven Strasburg getting called up. And he did pretty well. There's no question. He did pretty well. And I think that most people would look at his numbers where you have a guy whose analytics and velocity and all of it is so different than everybody else. He is saying, okay, I get it. This might be different. But let's take a look at this. And my rant today, my hot take, is basically that we can't overreact, man. You can't overreact to the here and the now, and then after the here and the now, the next here and the now, the next wave. It is a roller coaster. The problem here in baseball, I think more than ever, is that we want to react. We want to make quick judgments because it's the social media thing. This is how the media works. This is how we get attention. We have to make these very, very pointed, definitive statements. But there is no time in the world of baseball, in the history of baseball, where it is more difficult to make the definitive statements. And I know that people can say, well, yeah, you can, because look at all the analytics. You have more proof. You have more science. But here's the problem, is that because of that, you also have more ebbs and flows. You have more opposition figuring out how to pitch to these guys. We had mentioned in the Kevin Cash podcast about how different it is these days, because when a Jackson Holliday gets up to the major leagues, the scouting report is right there in front of them. Boom. They know how to pitch him. And another thing that Cashy said, which is true, which is the minors, the pitchers aren't worried about the scouting reports. They're worried about themselves. But here, it's all about the scouting reports. It's all about how you attack that next guy. And they attacked him. Jackson Holliday, obviously, he came up. He was 2 for 34. He'll be okay. We've cited the Mike Trout example. He gets sent down. Mike Trout gets sent down. But he ended up resurfacing the next year at the end of April, and I don't know if you know this, he's been pretty good. But there are examples of overreaction. There are examples of the roller coaster. There's the conversation when it comes to top prospects and rookies is fascinating, and I'm going to tell you why. This is where I dove into numbers. All right, first of all, you want to check in on Jackson Holliday? This is another part of the equation. He goes down to Norfolk the last 10 games, he's hitting 159. Does anyone think that Jackson Holliday is going back down to the minor leagues and going to hit 159 for the rest of the way and just fall off the face of the earth? No, it's not happening. Again, roller coaster. Another example, Ethan Salas, a top 5 prospect in baseball. Well, he turns 18 in 2 weeks. He turns 18 in 2 weeks. This is a San Diego catcher, San Diego prospect. He's hitting 171 with a 516 OPS in high A. Let me remind you, he turns 18 in 2 weeks. But everyone saw him in spring training. Everyone said this guy's different. And you know what? He probably is different. But let's just pump the brakes. And then you have guys who are on the precipice of coming up, who haven't come up, who are going to get all excited about the next wave of Paul Skeens. Obviously, James Wood, Sam Dykstra, he painted that picture for us. In the next couple of weeks, James Wood will be up with the Nationals. This guy is absolutely tearing up AAA. And Junior Caminero, another top 5 prospect with the Tampa Bay Rays. Just have to get his defense together. He hasn't disappointed. A lot of people thought he would make the team out of spring training. He's in 316 with a 967 OPS in AAA Durham. So he'll be up. And we'll get all excited about all of them. But it is, just understand, this day and age of young players, it is an unbelievable roller coaster. Think about this. Think about the guy that everybody had already said in April, that's the rookie of the year. It's not going to be even close. Colton Cowser. Colton Cowser. First of all, let's go back to last year and the value of getting the taste of the major leagues. Last year in 26 games in September, he hit 115 with a 433 OPS. So he comes back, he makes the team, he starts, he's on fire. Everyone's like, rookie of the year, this guy's incredible. He's milking the thumbs and whatever they're doing. And then in this month, 143, 462 OPS. His dad, I just saw, took a break from social media because, as he said, baseball's incredibly hard. I can imagine a parent going through that, of seeing, the highs and the lows and riding all that. So you just look at this crop of rookies right now, and we're like, oh, what a terrible position player crop. Pitchers have been great. Fine. Pitchers have been really, really good. What a terrible position player crop that you're talking about. Winsel Perez of Detroit, he has the best batting average of qualifying rookies right now. And he's hitting 289. Nobody's hitting above 289 among qualifying rookies. Now, it's May. It's the second month. Now you're having guys come up and they're figuring things out a little bit. And you're seeing that a couple guys in May, here we go. Michael Ciani of St. Louis hitting 367 after hitting 132 in April. Jackson Merrill, probably a guy who just turned 21 on April 19th, has probably been the most consistent, even though, he isn't hitting over 289, but he's hitting 308 in May with an 828 OPS. And Joey Ortiz, the guy who used to be blocked by Jackson Holiday, obviously came over in the Corbin Burns trade. In May, Joey Ortiz 300 with a 1115 OPS. That's going to be really interesting. I mean, you got to nail those trades when you make a Corbin Burns trade. Again, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to say, oh, it looks like they nailed the Corbin Burns trade. No, but I'll just say this. Joey Ortiz, so far, so good. So when we talk about the here and the now and the rash judgments and figuring out this guy is good and he's good, and there you go. He's going to be good the rest of his life, the rest of his career. So this is what I did. I did a little bit of digging in on last year's rookie class. I'm telling you what, I think I stumbled upon something. This is incredible. I'm going to start with, I went back and looked at the Rookie of the Year finalists. I'm going to start with the National League. I'm not going to say this is the curse of the Rookie of the Year finalists from 2023, but it is pretty incredible what's happening with all these guys. All right, let's start with the National League. And once again, the reason we're doing this exercise is because we want to show of the highs and the lows, and there's no straight line. It's not linear. I love that. It's not linear. Okay. Corbin Carroll, in case you missed it, he won Rookie of the Year last year. Right now, as you sit here, he's hitting 193 with a 590 OPS. Now, also, this is all about the roller coaster. On May 16th last year, he's only hitting a modest 279. Then he goes on, wins the Rookie of the Year. Now, as I said, this year hasn't started off so well. Second place finisher in the National League Rookie of the Year, Kodai Senga. This point last year, 4.14 ERA, had given up four or more runs in 3 of his first 7 starts. We weren't saying, oh my goodness, Kodai Senga is going to win or finish second in the Rookie of the Year. No. There was like, oh, what are the Mets doing? Did they overvalue this guy? No. Well, he hasn't pitched. He's hurt. Right now. Again, roller coaster. Ended up last year, good. This year, hurt. The third place finisher in the National League Rookie of the Year, James Outman. Well, James Outman, at this point last year, he was pretty good. 257 with an 879 OPS, middle May. Right now, he's struggling. Hitting 151 with a 530 OPS. Fourth place finisher, National League, Nolan Jones. He led all qualified rookies last year in OPS. He didn't make his major league debut until May 26th. So don't give me that. I knew Nolan Jones was going to do that last year. I mean, this is another example. We're sitting here in the middle of May, and we can have fun with trying to figure out who's going to be good. But last year, the guy who ended up as the fourth place finisher and Rookie of the Year, and would have been probably higher if he wasn't called up so late, May 26th. Well, right now, Nolan Jones hitting 170 with a 520 OPS. Matt McClain, number 5, fifth place, out for the year. Out for the year, shoulder surgery. Or at least he's out with shoulder surgery. And remember, this is a guy who didn't make his major league debut until May 15th of last year. Spencer Steer, the sixth place finisher in the Rookie of the Year battling in the National League, he's been pretty solid. He's hitting 242 with a 759 OPS. All right, Yuri Perez. Let's keep the trends coming right back here. Yuri Perez, he had only made 1 start at this time last year. Obviously, makes his mark. If you finish in the top group of players for the Rookie of the Year, you made your mark. Well, he's out for the year with Tommy John surgery this year. Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie De La Cruz is the perfect example of how we get so excited, so hyped up. We get so hyped up when a guy comes up and looks a little bit different. He didn't make his debut last year until June 6th. And he set the world on fire. We love seeing the highlights, the videos, and everything else. But understand this. After that first month, after June of 2023, he hit 213 with a 661 OPS, striking out 115 times in his 300 at-bats. This year, after a pretty strong start, here comes the roller coaster again, sitting 213 with a 621 OPS. So, again, in synopsis for National League Rookie of the Year finalists, Corbin Carroll, right now 193, 590 OPS. Senga hasn't pitched. Outman, 151 with a 530 OPS. Nolan Jones, 170 with a 520 OPS. Matt McClain, shoulder surgery. Spencer Steer, pretty good, 759 OPS. Yuri Perez, out, Tommy John surgery. And Ellie De La Cruz, take a little bit of a downturn right now. 621 OPS, 213 batting average in the month of May. See a trend? Do I think that these guys aren't going to be good for their career? No. But it's about the other teams figuring them out. It is the roller coaster. All right, let's go to the American League. You're going to see the same sort of trend here. Gunnar Henderson won the Rookie of the Year. Unanimous. Does anyone remember what he was hitting on May 16th last year? I'll tell you. He was hitting 184 with a 691 OPS. 184 with a 690 OPS on May 16th. That's crazy. Now, right now, his numbers aren't bad. 259, 880 OPS. I mean, that's better than not bad. That's really good. But here's the problem. He's dropped again in May. 171 with a 622 OPS in May. So he's riding the roller coaster again. What's incredible about Gunnar Henderson is to go back and remember how bad he was up until, the middle of May. And I'm going to give you another example in a second, but the second place finisher in the American League Rookie of the Year, Tanner Bybee, he didn't make his first start until April 26th. And his third starter only lasted 3 2/3 innings. So far this year, 4.34 ERA. Although his team is 8-1 in his starts. That's pretty good. So to go back to the Gunnar Henderson example, we also look at Tristan Casas. Tristan Casas, we had made mention, Gunnar Henderson hitting, well, again, I'm repeating myself, 184 with a 691 OPS halfway through May. Well, Tristan Casas was hitting 189 with a 711 OPS, and he finished third. So the first place finisher was hitting 184. The third place finisher in Rookie of the Year was hitting 189 on May 16th. Now, unfortunately for Casas, he got off to a good start this year. He's on the 60-day disabled list with cartilage issue in his chest. The fourth place finisher in American League Rookie of the Year, Josh Young. He's only played 4 games coming off wrist surgery. The fifth place finisher in American League Rookie of the Year, Yainer Diaz for the Houston Astros. At this time last year, he was only hitting 217 with a 628 OPS. Then he got going. Had an OPS of over 800. Now, OPS is back down to 690. Sixth place finisher. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth place finisher. Masa Yoshida. He had gotten off to a good start at this time last year. Has been out for a long time with a thumb injury. He's going to probably be out for a lot longer with this thumb injury. Hasn't started off well in year 2 for Masa Yoshida. The seventh place finisher in the American League Rookie of the Year, Edouard Julien. Well, he was sent down. If you remember last year, he was sent down after hitting 222 with a 514 OPS, but he was recalled in May 20th. This year, not bad. He's only hitting 229, but he has 7 homers. And a guy who has sort of been the slow but steady example of look, improve. And we had him on the podcast in spring training to talk about this exact thing, about lessons learned. Anthony Volpe. At this time last year, cart before the horse a little bit. Hitting 213 with a 680 OPS. This year, better. 269, 762 OPS. Solid. You've been solid at shortstop. So, I know I've been throwing around a lot of numbers, but I hope you've digested them. The overall theme of this is that the changes and the adjustments and the ebbs and the flows for young players, more than ever, is a challenge and a reality to this. More than ever. Not even a question. Because of whatever. Because of information, because of analytics, because of expectations, because of social media. Whatever you want to say. But I just gave you the numbers. I gave you the facts. Not one example, I don't think, has been from stem to stern, no doubt about it, really, really good. Nobody. There's nobody. And it's really striking to see the struggles of the guys who finish in the top tier of the Rookie of the Year votings, both National League and American League, especially National League. Holy mackerel. So, why we wait for the next big thing? Why we wait to see if Paul Skeens goes on his unbelievable tear? Why we wait to see if James Woods comes up and hits 1,000,000 home runs? Why we wait to see if Jackson Holliday can pull a Mike Trout, go back down, and then come back and just dominate? Why we wait for all that? Have some patience. Enjoy the moment, but understand that it's not just a straight line to awesomeness. The only straight line to awesomeness is the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast and the Baseball Isn't Boring cause and the revolution. At BB isn't boring. At BB isn't boring. This has been the Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage Bradfo's Hot Take.